Well, good morning, welcome back, and welcome to day 2 of the 100-mile wilderness. I woke up this morning, had kind of a relaxed start, didn't start too early, but I made breakfast, had some oatmeal, broke my tent down, and got back on the trail. I've been on the trail for a while now, a couple hours. I just wanted to get a good start on the day. The first part of the day was just some downhill, some uphill, nothing crazy, but it's all approaching Barren Mountain, which will be the big climb of the day. Today is the biggest elevation day of this whole trip, other than Katahdin, of course. Well over 4,000 feet of climbing, over double what I did yesterday, so it's going to be a challenging day, perhaps the most challenging day of the 100-mile wilderness. It is humid again, but it's not raining. It is quite a nice day other than the humidity, so I am thankful for that. I am now at the base of Barren Mountain. I had to cross a stream and I actually had to take my shoes off to get across it because there were no rocks that were close enough together to do the rock hop, so I had to wade across that one. Got to see that waterfall, Segundi Falls, which was pretty nice. Other than that, there haven't been too many big milestones or sights to see. But once I start climbing up Barren, we'll start to get some views, start to get some really cool terrain, so I'm excited for that. I'll either have lunch at Barren Ledges, which is part way up the big climb, or on the summit of Barren, depending on time and how I feel. But yeah, this is going to be the biggest climb of the day, going up Barren, so let's get moving. Made it up to Barren Ledges. This would be a really beautiful view if it weren't socked in. It's not 100% socked in. You can kind of see the lake, but it's definitely not clear. So I am going to take a little break here, enjoy my success of making it this far, and then I will make the push up to the summit of Barren Mountain. But maybe while I sit here, it'll clear up a little more. We'll see. I made it to the top of Barren Mountain. When you look at the elevation graph for the day, you can see why this climb was intimidating. There's only one real break on the way up, but other than that, it's just up and up and up. But now that that's done, I feel so good. I feel like even though I still have more climbing left to do, it'll all be broken up in a series of climbs, and yeah, so I'm feeling really good about that. I just had my 2 peanut butter and honey wraps, which came in just at the right time. I was getting very hungry, so that was good. But I'm gonna spend a little bit longer before I move on, and it did start to rain, but then it kind of blew over, but it's socked in up here, so yeah, don't know if I'll get another shower at some point here, but we'll see what happens. Well, that was an interesting series of events. I was going along, minding my own business, following the blazes, and there was kind of a weird turn in the trail. Didn't think much of it, and I got going along, and I kind of noticed that the trail I was on was not real worn, you know, like it was a fresh trail. I thought, oh, you know, just a quick reroute around somewhere. And then I noticed there were a bunch of switchbacks, and I was like, well, that's not like the AT. It must just be a new little section they added. And then I came upon that plane crash. I was like, I don't remember this in the description when I read the description for this section. So I kept going along, and I'm expecting to be coming up to the summit of Fourth Mountain, but I'm noticing that beside me, as I'm going down the trail, is uphill, and I'm just kind of going along more at a flat pace. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. I'm supposed to be going up to the summit. Why is it higher beside me than where I'm at? It should be high in front of me. Still just kept following along like it's all well blazed. And then I start going down, and I'm going down, and I'm going down, and I'm like, I never reached the summit. This doesn't seem right. So I stop and I look at my map, and I had been way off course for a while, and my track was beside the kind of top few contours of the mountain rather than going up over it, just like I was seeing. And so apparently there's this whole reroute of the AT, which I didn't know anything about. I hadn't seen anything about it when I made my route. You know, it was all with maps that aren't up to date, I guess. I don't know how long this has been. So yeah, I knew I had to be right because I was following white blazes, and the only trail around here that should be white blazed is the AT. So yeah, I reconnected with the original trail now, on the other side of Fourth Mountain, but just kind of a interesting series of events here. Boy, what a good view. This might be the one of the best views in the 100-mile wilderness. I don't know, we'll have to see. I know Whitecap does have good views, but this is nice, and to have it clear like this now, boy, what a treat. I really shouldn't be making any more stops before camp, because I'm already creeping up on 7 o'clock that I'm gonna roll into camp, but I think this is too good to pass up. There's a lot of mountains to see here, but a few of the more significant ones. This big one right out here is Baker Mountain, which I have a video doing that in the winter. It's on the 3,500 footer list, and it's right next to number 4 mountain if you are familiar with that one. But as we move across over here, this is actually the direction that I'm going to be heading tomorrow. And tomorrow I will do Whitecap, which is kind of a little bit obscured by a cloud, but it's right there. But yeah, that is the high point of the 100-mile wilderness, and there is a view of Katahdin from Whitecap, if there's a view tomorrow. So that is exciting. And then as we move over here, this mountain that's closer here is Columbus Mountain, which is the last mountain I have to go over today before I get to my campsite. I almost traversed the whole range today. It's called the Barren-Chairback range, but I will do that first thing in the morning. So let's get to the campsite. Columbus Mountain, done. It's still 0.8 miles to camp, so I gotta grind that out, but boy, the humidity will not let up. And I had to stop again and eat a Cliff Bar because I was feeling really hungry and drained. So that hit the spot, thankfully, but that last climb was grueling. Really looking forward to dinner tonight. Well, I made it to the Chairback Gap shelter. I actually backtracked about 1/10 of a mile because there were no good tent sites at the shelter, but there were some that I passed on the way. So I came back to here and there's plenty of space to set up. So I am stoked about that. Thankfully, I filtered water on the way because I think the water source is dried up, but I have enough to make my dinner, so I'm all set. And some extra. But yeah, this was an incredibly tough day. 16.4 miles, 4,800 feet of elevation gain. So a lot of climbing, definitely a tough day. Maybe the toughest day of the 100-mile wilderness, we'll see. But thank you for watching, and until next time, stay inspired, stay creative, and I will see you on day 3. Good night.